What's up, world? Oblique, the architect in the building, Elevated Underground, here for another episode of Let's Talk About It. This one is a special edition. We had to do this one special, man. We here with friend, sis, fam, business partner,
Yes.
media mogul, Allie,
What up?
the hardest working woman in underground entertainment.
Yes, sir.
And y'all know the man himself, Hollywood Meech, the hardest working man in underground entertainment.
Yes, sir.
And we just thought it would be
Still my
fitting to,
lines.
just sit and have a conversation and kind of go back and forth and find out more about them because they go hard. They known in the city. They known in the area. They known in the market. And so I just wanted to, I wanted to ask you guys some questions to let the people know a little bit more about you guys. Y'all with it?
Yeah,
with
let's
it.
do it. Let's make it happen.
All right, man. So we're going to get straight to it, man. We ain't got time to waste. So I just want y'all to start off. Just tell the people a little bit about yourselves. Just anything you want them to know. Allie, you go first.
Well, I'm Allie. I own and run LX Media, which was formerly Lean Into the Noise, which was originally Groovy Z. It was fucking terrible, but we're past that now. So I do photography, I do videography, I'm business partners with y'all, I run your social media, all that good shit. I'm just kind of here. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, but it seems to be working, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
Word up.
Shit.
Shit.
It's on
Yeah,
the kid.
it's on the kid.
Oh, man, y'all know me. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a nobody who knows bodies. You feel me? It's your boy Hollywood Meech. What don't I do? Man, I'm 1/5 of that group, the members of the Strangers. You know what I'm saying? I help run and operate Elevated Underground. You know, I'm a partner in that. Half partners of Dollar and Dream Management Group. Half partners of V12 Productions. Half of a lot of things with that gentleman over there. I'm a comedian. I'm a rapper. I model. I act. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of things.
Do everything.
Everything.
Hollywood.
And
So-
I'm in the field.
I know, like, we've had a lot of success as business partners. I know we've accomplished a lot of things over the damn near decade. Allie, we've been working with you for a couple years now and your
Yeah.
progress. But, like, Meech, like, how did you get started in entertainment?
Man, to be honest with you, bro, I can't even really say like the day or whatever, but I know I always was the guy that wanted. I just always was front and center stage. Not even because I wanted to be. It was just because that's what it was. Like, I guess my leadership skills started taking over a little bit, but the entertainment part, my mother did music. Music was a big thing in my home, and I wanted to be a singer at first, but I really couldn't sing. And then my voice got deep, and I was like, damn. But I could put words together though.
You can come back and, whoo.
Yeah, it was fucked up. So, but I was good at putting words together. Like I wasn't your typical rapper. Started off writing poems. It was just freestyling with the homies, and they was like, yo, you dope. And that just expanded because I was a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? I always like to make people laugh.
You're funny.
Yeah, hell yeah, real fun. They pay me like I am anyway.
do.
Shit. So, but yeah,
You're
that's.
very funny. I'm
I
just
just really started probably, really putting my foot on people's neck with this entertainment thing. I want to say for real getting focused. Probably about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Really for real getting focused.
Word. And I know, Allie, like, I know you're a writer by trade, but, like, how'd you get your foot into the entertainment industry, like,
Really?
to get known as the hardest working woman in underground entertainment?
That's a big title right there.
Yes, it is, and I fucking earned it. Honestly, when I started working with y'all, I feel like you guys were the first people in the game to really take a chance on me, and we worked well together from the start. We had a friendship prior, and it just worked. And once I was in it and I started seeing results, I just kind of kept going, and now we're here. So that's really it. Yeah.
So what drives you to keep going through this thing? Like, because, I mean, anybody that's in this industry, especially in the underground level and the independent, level of this thing, like, you got to have a why. You got to have a reason to keep doing this thing. So what, like, drives you when shit gets hard,
I think the fact that it sounds kind of cliche, but the fact that I'm a woman, and I feel like I have the opportunity to, I don't really know how to phrase it, but I have the opportunity to really show that if you're a woman in this industry, which is not an easy thing to be, you can really do what you want. You just kind of have to focus. You got to power through it. You got to show up. You got to have a voice. And I think that's what drives me more than anything is the fact that I'm a woman in this position within this industry. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed to be where I'm at. So I just want to take it as far as I can. And on my hard days, that's what I go back to, straight up.
Word.
No cap.
That's dope.
Hollywood. All right, so Hollywood, same question to you, man. Like, what drives you, man? What keeps you going?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. I've been asked that question a bunch of times, bro, and I'm gonna be honest. I think this is the honest as I can keep it. You ever heard the saying when like somebody gives you an opportunity that's like the biggest thing they can do? I think it's the people that believe in me what makes me go as hard as I do. Because you can give me an opportunity, right? But when you give me that opportunity, you believe that I can do everything you think I can do and believe more, that's what made me go. Because there was a time I would be like, yo, I just want my family to be straight. I want the people around me to be good. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, these people believe in me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
That is a special feeling.
they believe that I'm everything I say I am and I can be more than what I say I am. And when you have that, I'm not even going to say pressure, but when you have that blessing on you, it makes it like, yo, I got to do it. Because these people, not only do they, it's not that they depend on me, because if I stop this tomorrow, they going to still do their thing. It's like they believe in me. And when somebody believes in you not to go out and do your best, it's an injustice to them. So
I respect that.
Hell yeah.
Was there like a moment when you realized, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm going to do this? Because there's a lot of things that people do in life, like they do it, maybe their parents wanted them to do it, or they dabbled in it and they were good at it, so they just kept doing it, but they ain't really had it. What was that moment for you where you was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing?
For me, it was last June. It was the first time I played around with the video setting on my camera. It shot my first session with Young Weirdo. We were all messing around in there. I was just there to take pictures, actually. And he had a song that he had put out, like not put it out, but he recorded himself singing it like the December prior. And I thought about it. I'm like, yo, whatever happened to that fucking song, Fool Me Once? And he said, oh shit, I forgot about that. And I said, can I shoot a video right now? Like, let's just, fuck it, let's do it. And we did it. And then that in turn created the Elevated Session series, which is how I got started in doing my video work. And I was like, okay, I'm in this bitch now. Like, there's no turning back. And it was cool too, because I had a conversation with Weirdo after that too, and he said that inspired him to start releasing more music. So I thought that was cool that I brought that out of him, but he also brought it out of me, and that was my moment for sure.
For me, it was last year, coming out of the pandemic, which is crazy because I've been doing music. We have been doing music for a grip. But what really made me realize, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing was a conversation you gave me, really. I was coming out of dark space, a dark place, coming out of a breakup that was public because I was a public figure and all the things that came from that. But you asked me a question, and you were like, if this music stuff fell apart right now, we weren't doing music no more, because keep in mind, we was coming out of a pandemic. We weren't touring. The money was slow. Right. We didn't know what to do. You was like, what would you be doing if we couldn't do music? And I thought about it for days, and I was in my little funk, and I watched the movie Souls, the Pixar movie Souls, and I realized I was like, and I think I texted you, and I was like, bro, I'll be an entertainer.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
I'll be an entertainer some kind of way, because once you realize what you put on this earth to do, dog, that feeling is amazing. And I got that feeling. And I've done a lot of things. I've been able to do a lot of things in my short-term life, but entertaining is what I'm put on this earth to do. And once I found that out, I realized that, and that was from our conversation that me and you had.
Right.
So that day,
yeah.
we got a dog under here. So if y'all hear growling, that's
Prince.
the dog.
He's snoring.
Oh, he's sleeping?
He's sleeping.
Yeah,
He's
you
snoring.
might say he over there knocking.
Yeah, Prince on the table sleeping in him.
That mean the vibes is good in here.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Nah, man, but like I remember that conversation, and I remember definitely that journey you went through, and I remember that whole year and how you kind of transitioned into full-blown entertainer.
Yeah. 2021.
I mean, everybody knows you're a dope MC. Everybody knows that about you. You're an idea guy. You're the ears with V12. You know what I mean? You're great at those things. We already knew that. And then it was surprising for me to see you transition into comedy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which was a perfect fit because you're funny in real life, like regular life.
right,
You're funny.
right,
You know what I mean? You're a
facts.
hilarious dude. But you transition into comedy, and I just saw you grow and become this juggernaut that you are now. Like literally, yeah, you one of them ones.
Appreciate that for sure.
No, you always got to give respect where it's due. I ain't never been a hater, you feel me? But can you kind of talk about what that journey was like for you, transitioning from just being straight up a musician into acting and comedy?
Man, now I'm gonna be honest with you, that was probably one of the hardest transitions for me. Self-doubt came into play, and because we do like kind of conscious street music and stuff, so it was becoming a time when I started doing the comedy. It was like people didn't even know me from music. I touched a whole different fan base, and all they knew me was from Hollywood Meets the Comedian. And in my heart of hearts, music was my thing. Rap was my thing. I've been rapping since I was 15 for real. So I was like, nah, I'm a rapper, bro. I just happen to be funny, but I'm a rapper first.
Right.
And I remember we had that conversation, and you like read through me. You was like, bro, don't doubt yourself. Like, I seen you on that comedy stage. This what you supposed to do. Like, this music is here. We got a foundation. You got to run with this music. So the transition for me at first, it was kind of difficult because I was getting so much love on the comedy side. And, the pandemic had us stifled when it came to doing music and doing shows.
Right.
So I was touching this whole new demographic of people, and they was like, yo, son, funny. You funny. But then I'm making this music on this side with a gritty side to it and where we come from. And it's like, don't play with me. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the funny guy, but this is really what's up with me too. So that in itself was hard. But once we had that conversation, I really sat back and I analyzed everything. I realized, like, this is all of me.
Yeah.
And I think what people get misconstrued is that you can be more than one thing. And I think you helped me with that, and Allie, you as well, like even with the modeling and stuff like that, because it was like, hey, you are a rapper, you are a dope MC, which I fought so many years to be respected as, but you also funny.
Right.
And when you do that, you got to be the best comedian. So it just sparked the competition in me that made me rap. So after that, the transition was easy, and I just approach it just like I approach anything else, the music and anything, and just put it all under one umbrella and just ran with it.
That's
It's the only
dope.
way to do it.
That's
Yes,
dope, man. And I feel blessed to have been there to see that.
Yes, sir.
Me too.
Walk with you on that journey, man. And I'm glad that you trusted in yourself, trusted in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Because you one of the best, dog. And I ain't saying that because you my homie. You know what I'm saying?
No, you are.
Facts.
I'll tell you the truth. And Allie, like I said earlier, you started off as a writer by trade, and I know you're very passionate about your writing. So how did you go from blogging to this rising multimedia mogul? Like,
Just kind of jack of all trades. Kind of like you, but just with media, I guess. I don't know if I'm not on the same level yet, but I aspire to get there. I look to you for guidance, straight up.
You in
I
there.
know. Honestly, kind of the same thing that happened to you. It was a journey for sure. When I started it, it was just a blog. You were my first article that I ever sat down
Super
and wrote,
dope
which was
article,
really
by the way.
cool. It was, and we're coming up on the year anniversary of that, which is really, really crazy.
Dope.
But no, just from doing that, and then I was always in the studio hanging out. When I got back in the studio, because I took a little bit of time away last year.
Right.
I went to Arizona, kind of had a journey, so to
There you
speak.
go.
It was
There
pretty
you
great. I'm
go.
not
Come
gonna
to
lie, it
Jesus
changed my
or
life,
whatever.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
But no, I came back, and I remember you sent me a text asking if I wanted to pop up at the studio to take some photos of Looney session and Weirdo session, and then I realized that, oh shit, like I'm good at photography. Hey,
slowing it
Prince.
down, man.
He is. I'm good at photography, and then the video stuff happened, and I was like, oh, I can do this too. I don't have to just be one thing. And I think in my past, that's something I've always struggled with, was I've always kind of put myself into a box. Like, you have to be this thing. You have to be a student. You have to be a social worker. You have to be whatever else. And then I realized, wait a minute, I can do whatever I want. I can be whatever I want. And not only that, but I'm good at what I do. So it was like, okay, let's just roll with it and see where it goes. And it hasn't steered me wrong yet. So just rolling with it.
And I think people have to embrace duality. You know what I mean? There's
Absolutely.
duality
Yeah,
in
for
all
sure.
things. As you said, like, you don't have to be one thing.
No.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because you're not one thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, I think that true power comes from embracing all that is you. And I think you guys are doing it extremely well.
It's crazy to piggyback off what you said. You know, it just came to me just now, but like, you know how when you were a kid, your parents said you can be anything you want to be, and you just get focused. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a cop. I want to be this. No one ever says I want to be everything I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine that? Like, all the hats we wear,
There you go.
everything we do, bro. Like, that shit just hit me. Like, I got
the
chills.
small
I'm
just
just
thinking about
imagining, I'm really just imagining a nigga being a doctor and an astronaut and a fireman all at the same time.
But what's crazy though is that like people put shackles on you and be like, nah, you can't do that, but you can.
Yeah.
Because you had a dude that was in the NFL and he went and got his doctorate. Now he a surgeon. Like you can, Master P played in the NBA, was a rapper, all kind of actor,
Hey.
all that. Like you can
Respect.
be whatever you put the work in to be.
You do what I believe you become what's most important to you because
Yeah.
you're already doing that. You're already doing that. When you go to work, whatever your job is, you're that when
Yeah,
you're at
for
work.
sure.
And when
For
you
sure.
get off work, you something else. And
sure,
when
for sure.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, like that's dope.
Yeah.
Nobody, that's dope. If a kid said that to me, I'll be blown away.
Right.
For real.
I want to be everything
So
I
you
want to be.
ahead
I
of
want
your
to be
time.
everything I want to be. Right? And that shit just hit me like, I was like, dang, because it's crazy.
That hit me when I was 24.
Because people will be like, you got so many jobs. How do you do that? But we get caught up in the whole like microcosm of like, oh, grinding and grinding. But when you think about the word grind, it's like to grind something down is to file it down to nothing. Nah, we ain't grinding. We living our dream. We dreaming. We dream chasing. You know, no pun intended. But like, we really running a race of catching our dreams.
And we're lucky too because we have just such a good support system within each other.
Facts.
Like we all push each other to be
Yeah.
the best. You know, we know when the other person's lagging, we pick up that slack.
Right.
We always know when to take a front seat, when a back seat. Like I think that's a really dope dynamic that we all have. Straight
Well,
up.
I know I gotta get stuff done because if I don't get it done, you're gonna be texting me all day
Yes,
Facts.
talking about
Yes,
it.
sir.
But they,
Facts.
iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? You need that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I work extremely hard.
You
know what I'm
You do.
saying?
You do a lot.
But there are times where I need that push.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody get tired. You
Right.
know what I mean? We've had this conversation about, when you really want something, you don't work until you're tired. You work until you're finished.
Finish
You
this,
know what I'm
done.
saying? And sometimes I need that text message. Hey, I need this. Woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So I think that's important. That goes to my next question. Like, tell the people. Let's talk about how you feel about relationships in business. Like, how important are relationships in your craft and in your field?
I'll let you start that one.
Very important. I mean, I think that when you're in this industry, this music industry, like it's pretty cutthroat. People are for themselves.
Shady, snaky.
But I will say this. If you have a solid group of people around you who you can trust to not take away from your craft, but to enhance it and to build you up while they're also building themselves up, then you got it made. Now, that's not saying, don't, watch your back and don't, whatever. But I think connections and how you build upon those connections within this industry, it's one of the most important things. I mean, especially for me, I'm a photographer and a videographer. I don't make money unless I'm, making
Right.
connections or talking to people. So there's a way to go about it, but it's definitely plays a role for sure. Absolutely, in my opinion.
Definitely. And to add on to that, I think is very important too. But because I'm also one of them people too, like that's why it's good to have a foundation. It's all about your foundation. It's good to have people in your corner that can do things that you can't do, that are comfortable in areas where you're uncomfortable. Because for me, like the reason me and O, we gel so well, the things that I really struggle with, he's strong at that. And I'm not afraid to go ask him like, hey bro, can you do this? I'll sit there with you, but like, you know what I'm saying? Can you hold this down and vice versa? Because for me, in business, I have a hard time of if I get a funny feeling from you, like I don't want to fuck with you. Like I don't want to deal with you. I'm one of them. And it could be my background or what we come from, but I be like, nah, son, like, nah, or we ain't doing that. And O had taught me, he was like, man, you ain't really gotta like nobody to do business with them.
Business is business.
But to add on to that though, but I definitely gotta feel something though. Because if it feel fucked up,
Absolutely.
I don't care.
The chemistry
I
has to
mean,
be
we
there.
probably done missed out on tens of thousands of dollars just because We'll do a business meeting, and O be like, what you think? And I'll be like, nah, that ain't it. And we might miss out on that money right then, but in the long run, O will come back and be like, bro, you was right.
There's something to be said
You
about
know?
being selective on who you work
You
with,
gotta
though, for
be.
sure.
But also, dog, connections and respect will get you places where, you know what I'm saying? My bad, the headphones had when I was tripping. But
Like,
connections will get you places where money can't.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
respect the connections. So connections is very important. You know what I'm saying? And always, like my pops used to say, be careful them toes you step on the way up because it might be connected to the ass you got to kiss on the way down.
Yes, sir.
So connections is very important. But just have your team together. Have your team right. And having some, like, if you the photographer, I'm coming to you and I'm sending other people to you. You feel me?
What
Like,
you do. Yep.
iron sharpen iron, bro, and we all eat together. Like, I'm passing my bowl to you, you pass your bowl to me, and we get it like that.
We all know what we bring to the table, too, which I think
Yeah.
is a cool aspect of our working
For sure.
partnership, you know? There's
sure,
been no
for sure.
doubt about that.
For sure.
Yeah, man. I think that business. I think that business in general, at the core of what business is relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Networking, like a lot of opportunities we receive. One of our big ones we got coming up was based on a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
And what I've noticed just being in the market and being in and seeing how people do business, people give opportunities to people just because they like them over people that's more qualified.
That is a
As
fact.
long as the
That
person
is a
can do
huge
the
fact.
job. You know what I
That's a
mean? This person might have a better resume in terms of what they've accomplished,
But do they have the drive?
this guy can do the job and I like him.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
Oh
real.
man. So there's so many amazing things that happen during this journey in entertainment and building and scaling your dream, and we get to cherish those moments and truly embrace them and absorb them. But it's also full of a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, man, bro. Like, this shit is not for the weak at heart, bro.
No, it's not.
So I know there's a bunch of them just off the top of your head. You ain't got to think about it that hard. Tell me about. You ain't got to say no names. Just tell me about one of the hardest moments you had in your journey to make it to where you are now. One of the hardest moments.
I'm going to let you go that one first.
That's a doozy of a question. Shit.
Yeah, we gonna get some smoke on that one.
You know how to stop it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You better know how to stop it.
I was about to say, no, we gonna get real smoky up
It's
in
gonna
her.
get real
Cut.
smoky here. No doubt. We got to get smoky for that one.
Shit.
We
You
in
got
here.
too smoky.
Yeah, too smoky though. Fell off. We good though.
Oh shit. What was the question?
Tell me about one of your hardest moments, like
Oh, we done fell apart.
in your field. Like, what was one of the most challenging?
We gonna go. Y'all ho, go do y'all thing. I'm gonna fix it.
Hey, cut. Yeah, fix that. So, in this entertainment journey, like we know there's amazing moments. Like when you've achieved what we've achieved, you know what I mean, and we still got way further to go. But we've had successes. So there's these moments that are just amazing, you know what I mean? And you get to absorb those, you get to take those in for everything that they are. But nobody likes to talk about the hard parts. So talk to me about one of the hardest moments you had in this journey in your entertainment career.
For me, it was when I had decided that I was going to do photography and videography full time, and I left my jobs, both of them. I was working at a liquor store, and I was also managing an ice cream store. And I don't know if you remember or not, but the ice cream store was a big deal for me. I built that shit from the ground up, and I was very proud of it. But I realized that if I wanted to really do this thing, I had to put my all into it. So I walked away from it. I saved up some money, and then I walked away from it. And by the second month, I was dead broke. I mean, dead broke. Holy shit. I was so sick of ramen noodles and peanut butter toast. Like, it's not even funny. And I was actually late on my rent 1 month, and that shit killed me. I legit thought I was about to get evicted. And I lived by myself at the time. You know, this was before Sean and I had met, so I was...
Look, even the dog growl.
the dog was like, I remember that.
Dog, I remember.
I'm serious. Like, I was giving Prince some of my food too, and I was, I'd canceled all my subscriptions, so I just had I had nothing in my apartment. It was just me, and I cried a lot, and I had a lot of moments of, I don't know if I should be doing this. Like, this doesn't feel right. Like, cue the smoke. I don't know if this is made for me, and I come from some money, so I knew that I had the option of going to my parents and being like, hey, like, get me out of this. But I committed to it, I experienced it, and I came out of it. But that was That was a hard 2 months for sure. And I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Suffered
I
in
was.
silence.
Well, yeah.
Suffered in
One,
silence.
I was embarrassed as fuck
Yeah.
because I had, made a whole big deal about how I was gonna go do this, and everyone's really optimistic when you first make that jump, and then the reality of it hit, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta buckle down and really ride this bitch out if I'm gonna be
Right.
serious about it, or if anybody's gonna take me seriously.
Right.
So I suffered in silence, but I'm here now, bitches. Hey. Yeah, so
Hey,
that
man,
was.
she talking about ramen noodles was the hardest part of her journey. I'm like, shit, I ate that on Tuesday.
But you got the choice. She had no choice.
Well, I mean,
I
just
just messing with her.
well, that and like peanut butter waffles. It was the cheapest shit I could get.
delicious.
Straight up.
It's
Delicious.
delicious.
It's delicious.
It sounded like you had a delicious struggle. Sound like your struggle was delicious.
It really wasn't. I was
Nah, no
miserable.
doubt.
What about you, Meech?
Man, once again, I think it was like now in hindsight, I see it as a blessing. No disrespect to the other side, but I lost a relationship trying to chase this shit through the ups and downs of, you know what I mean, like trying to make it work and not wanting to travel with my significant other at the time. Like I was like, yo, I gotta be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause we taking off and I think the biggest thing is like when people say they support you, and it's no knock to anybody, but when people say they support you, I don't think they really realize what comes with that.
Mm.
And I know they want the best for you, but they don't understand like this shit could take off at a moment's notice, or it could fall at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the hardest things was that for me, cause when we was at the height of what we was doing, it just all fell apart due to the pandemic. And it's like when the pandemic happened, things slowed down, money slowed down, and it was kind of like on the other end, like, oh, I ain't fucking with you right now because you doing all this and now look, you know what I'm saying? But I was still like, fuck it, this is what I want to do. This is what I got to do regardless, whether you trying to be down with me or not. And, it might have been other factors, but this entertainment shit was a main factor in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now that the smoke is clear and it's settled for a little while, I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a hard time because it had me second guessing every decision I made because I chose this person to be with and walk with, and I was in a balance of trying to be a future husband, but also trying to be this entertainer, which I wanted to be, and I knew if I didn't do this, it would be a hole inside of me. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
No, I do.
And so, and add to that is that like we went from being the hottest shows every other week to nothing.
Yeah.
Locked in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bills coming in, but the money cut in half. So, and it was like, what we finna do? And it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna buckle down and get with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna really do it. And I think that's what make a soldier. And for anybody out here that's trying to get into it, I just tell you, man, you gotta get into it for the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Facts.
I ain't saying I'm the strongest person in the world, but this shit would have broke somebody half of me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, even with all the blessings we got, man, it was times I was ready to say, fuck it,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? But that quarter song was like, nope, this what you're supposed to be doing.
You know what I was just reminded of? Like,
that?
I came to you and Marcus, actually. It was after I got back from Arizona last year when I was seriously considering walking away
Yeah.
from it. And you were like, this is like when your comedy was getting really big. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got nothing left in me. And, I was struggling at the time, but I wasn't like letting you in on how much I was
Right.
struggling. And you straight up just told me, you're like, get with it, or
Get with it,
get
bro.
going. Like
Facts.
you gotta put your all into it. Like, what do you want out of it?
This
This
ain't for
shit,
the
this
weak.
blog shit's always gonna be there.
Yes.
I remember
I
that.
think it's funny that y'all are saying this because I actually had a conversation earlier tonight with an individual, and I said specifically that I said your regular life,
Yeah.
you're struggling. You're struggling. You're following, and no disrespect to anybody that is, in the regular public sector, 9 to 5, not trying to do what we doing. No disrespect, because everybody got their lane.
Right.
But I'm talking about people that's trying to do what we doing. Entrepreneurs, independent artists, which you are an entrepreneur. Like, you were struggling before you started doing this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a different one.
You know what I'm
Just a
saying?
different
So
kind
you
of
telling
struggle.
me that you've been struggling for 15 years and you ain't willing to struggle for 3 to make this dream happen?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's nobody you know that's successful that didn't go through that beginning part,
Growing
except for the people that was born into money.
Right.
Yep.
And to add on to that, I'm glad we're doing this interview because people don't see that.
Yeah.
They just see Hollywood Meets like, oh, you killing it. I had somebody write me and say, man, you winning in life. And I told him, I said, boy, I lost a lot to get here.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I lost a lot to win.
Facts.
So 2021, we deserved it. But it was a lot of pain and suffering to get to that. Yeah, I had a great year, probably one of my best years of entertainment this last year that came up.
But it was hard as fuck.
But 2020, damn, it broke me down to my knees.
Holy shit.
You know what I'm
2020
saying?
was a
And that's what I was
bitch.
trying to pour into dog. Like, if you really want this, you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to put your head down and go hard for 3 years and struggle and live below your means and do what it takes to get to where you want to be. Because people don't understand, like, in social media, because you only get to see the highlights.
Right.
People don't understand. They don't understand the nights, the weeks upon months that we were in the studio till 4 a.m.
After
working
a
on
9 to 5.
records.
After getting off work at 10, 11.
What
and trying to coach the team.
What is it that you said? It always sticks with me. Like, you tell people, like, what if I told you your number?
Oh yeah, like
That
so
always stuck with me.
everybody
Yeah.
has a number, no matter what it is that you do. If you're a potter, if I were to tell you got to make 13,027 pots before you hit it big,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
You're going to make
Get
them
to
pop.
work.
You gonna start making pots.
You're going to make them up.
You gonna
that's
make
the
them
thing.
pots.
I'm going to be with it.
You
Get
with
me out the field.
Really got that thing spinning on there.
Really whipping that motherfucker. Huh?
But if I gave you your number,
Yeah.
if God came to you and gave you your number, you're gonna get to work.
Yeah.
The thing is, there is a number.
Right.
No matter who you are and what you do, there is
Yeah.
a number.
Prince
Some number
feels
is
it.
way bigger than other people's number.
Facts.
Some people is way smaller. But there is a number. But you don't get to 100 records until you make the first one.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And if I was to tell a musician, you got to make this many songs before you get your hit, they're gonna start making songs.
That's a fact.
And I feel like that's what people gotta really like think. They gotta conceptualize it differently. You gotta do the work first.
You gotta just have faith in yourself too.
You know, somebody asked me this, and I want to ask y'all this. I'm going to turn to an interviewer,
Oh,
and then I'm going
shit.
to give you my answer. What is the biggest misconception you think people have of you being in this entertainment thing? What is the biggest misconception?
That I don't understand business. Straight up.
Yeah.
And I think people think that because I'm a woman. I'm not even gonna cap.
What about you, O?
I think that people have the misconception that I actually know what I'm doing. And let me
That's dope.
and let me explain that. Like, do I know how to do things? Yes. Do I know how the industry works? Yes.
Yes.
Do I know how to get to where I'm trying to go? Hell no.
Shit.
It's like fishing. And don't, this is the misconception I think that people have about a lot of people they see doing dope stuff. It's like fishing, dog. If you cast that bait out into the water one time, you probably not gonna catch nothing.
No.
You gotta keep fishing. You gonna reel it back in. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try this. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try
Mine might break.
Yep.
this. Yeah. You
lose
might
the
get something
fish.
on the line and that thing get off. You feel me?
Straight up.
We done had stuff on the line and it got off.
Straight
What's
up.
the thing? It's like
Facts.
success is like getting pregnant. Nobody knows how many times you got fucked.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So
man.
I think, like, in the way that we've positioned ourselves in the market and the way I position my own brand, I think the biggest misconception is people think that I just got the blueprint to they whole ride.
Yeah.
Like, I can't market you and move you the way that I move myself.
That's a fact.
So I don't know what I'm doing. I just have knowledge and wisdom based on experience, and I apply it. And every time I make them, I'm willing to make the mistake. I'm willing to fail. I'm willing to feel bad. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my answer.
So the reason I asked y'all that question, because somebody asked me that question, and it was because I was in a situation I won't bring up, but someone said, what do you think the biggest misconception that people have of you being in entertainment? And my answer was this: I am much more than what you see at that moment. I am a whole microcosm of shit. So you may see a comedian right here, but I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm all this. And I say that because I was out and I was with a friend and she was like, so when you get around certain people, it's just like you're a different person. And I was like, what you have to understand in the things that I do and what I do, I have to adapt to the situation. I may be in a business deal. We talking about giving me thousands and thousands of dollars. I can't be like, yo, what's up, fam? What up, my nigga? Blah, 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 blah. But when I get with my peoples, I can be myself. I can speak with a different vernacular. You get what I'm saying? So I'm much more than what you see at the moment. You may see Hollywood, but at the end of the day, I'm Demetrius Robinson.
Right.
And Demetrius Robinson does a lot of different shit. And I have to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And for you to put me in this one bubble and this one thing of whether it be your boyfriend, your friend, your homie, for you to put me in that is a disservice and a disjustice to what we are. Because we are much more than what you see at the moment because we're entertainers.
That's dope. My
That
grandfather used to call that being bilingual, and everybody knows the word, but his meaning behind it was dope to me growing up. He basically said you got to be able to speak the language in the room you're in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Adaptability.
if you in the money room, you need to be able to speak the language of money. You know what I'm saying? If we
And you
just
can't
turning
fake
up, you got to be able to speak turn up language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
you can't fake it.
Nope.
I don't want to be at the club with you talking about investments.
Facts. Because
You know
that
what
ain't
I'm
the
saying?
time for that.
Exactly.
Right.
But I don't want to be in investment meeting talking about the club. You feel me?
That's a fact.
But that's dope. All right, so we got to talk about this because Shawty almost had a heart attack messing with us. But y'all understand, everybody be trying to talk about they want to work with Elevator Underground. You got to know what it take to work with Elevator Underground.
Facts. We gonna get some smoke for this.
Oh, God. It's going to be all the smoke working with us. So we just released a new single. It's Hollywood Meech's new single featuring myself and C Free. What Beats Do. Crazy record. It's out on all platforms. Shameless plug.
Doing crazy numbers on iTunes, Spotify, and shit.
You can get it everywhere. Google Play,
all that.
Deezer,
Yeah, my
Napster.
Yeah,
For all of y'all still using Napster.
my royalties looking crazy.
Is
Right
LimeWire still a thing?
Nah, that shit illegal. That shit.
now. Nah,
Napster went legit.
because if I find out it's getting paid spent for free, I'm coming.
We pull it up on you. LimeWire. Ain't gonna be no more LimeWire.
TuneCore and BMI is not playing with y'all about me.
Oh God.
You heard it here first. Okay.
So we gotta talk. We talked about hard moments in our journeys.
God
So
damn it.
so this is a full circle question because this is for Allie, but she think it was hard on her. It was hard on us too. You know what I mean? So Allie, just talk to the people about your experience working with us on the What Beats Do music video. LX Media, Leaning Into the Noise, did shoot and produce this video. Just talk to the people about this process.
So I remember when you called me, you FaceTimed me, and you were like, we want to know if you want to shoot the What Beats Do music video. And I cried. It was probably my first, probably wasn't. It was my I can't speak right now. I don't know what it is. Y'all are stressing me out. Just talking about it, stressing me out.
Stressing you.
PTSD? No, but it was a big moment. I was very excited. I had no fucking clue what I was getting into. We had a meeting. We went through everything. I thought I was ready. Shot the video. The video shoot went great. I mean, it was a dope video shoot.
Directed by your boy.
Directed by your boy over here.
Not your boy. Your boy.
Your boy. It ain't your boy. Shout out to him, but it's your boy.
Anyway, it went great. And then I started editing this bitch. And holy shit. I went through the 7 stages of grief with this goddamn video, and if I go my entire life, no hate to y'all in that song, I never want to hear that song again. It brings me back to a very difficult place in my life of just having to listen to parts of that song over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, just so I can get the video concept right. Because it was a very detailed video concept.
Yes, it was.
And I brought them my first drafts. And we were talking over FaceTime because I was sick and we were having our social media meeting. And Meech pulled up on the camera. He's like, "Now listen, Allie, I love you, but do you think what you sent me is what I asked you to do?" And I said, "Oh,
That's me.
shit."
And I be quiet too.
You were. And I said,
Yeah, I'm really quiet.
but I already knew that it wasn't.
Right.
And this, mind you, I'm learning video editing as I go. So
For
I
sure.
knew that it wasn't anywhere what I needed to do.
Facts.
But I'm not even going to lie, I was at a point where I was done with it already. And this was probably the first month in because that video took me a solid 3 months to do.
Right.
And I was trying to skate by a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well,
and you,
no.
you called me on it. You called me.
You know I did.
You called me on it. And then went back to the drawing board, brought back a second draft, and then you said, "That's better, but nah." I said, "Are you serious?" Nah. I said, "All right."
Yeah.
Third draft is better.
But
Still no. I said, "Oh my God."
Yes, Lord.
And that was also the night too that you made me cry because it wasn't a bad cry. It was
It
a good,
wasn't.
much needed cry.
It wasn't.
But it was motivational, and you got me out of whatever headspace I was in. But the
He's
next,
a life coach too.
he is a
guys.
life coach.
Yeah, for sure.
But the next draft that I brought to him, he said, "That's beautiful, but you still got to fix this." I said, "God damn it!"
Right.
So I went back again. Mind you, I'm past the 7 stages of grief at this point. I'm so over
I
the
took it
song.
12 steps.
12-step program all the way.
Know that.
But I think it was the 6th draft that I sent to you. You said, "I don't need to see it no more. I know this is going to be great. Finish it."
Factuals.
It was, yeah.
Finish her.
But that was, y'all.
She was stressed.
I was
she
so
was
stressed.
She was so stressed. She was getting on my goddamn nerve. I'm like, bro, just do it. But this the thing, you got to get outside yourself for the sake of the process.
I'm glad y'all
and
pushed me on
it. And that's what it is. Like,
So
Y'all knew what you were doing.
So
I just
check it.
didn't know at the time.
let me tell the people because they don't understand. So in this dynamic of Hollywood and Oblique, even though y'all see me on stage and I be wilding, when it comes to stuff like this, I am very, very reserved and I'm very quiet unless I don't agree with something.
Yep.
If I agree with it, I'm like, all right, cool, let's run it, let's do it. But the thing of it is, it was her first video, and anybody that's worked with us, they know we don't do your typical videos. All of our videos kind of have a story or a scheme or whatever you want to call to it. Not to say that we're just that different. It's just like, in my mind, Oblique does a lot of the production part, and he's like, hey, what's the vision for the video? And I come up with these things and then he's like, okay, this is feasible. Let's do it like this. So when he was like, yo, I'm gonna get Allie to do it, I was like, all right, cool, dope. This is what I'm thinking about. This is what I want to do. Like I say, the shoot went great. When she brought it back, I was like, hell nah. Hell nah, this ain't it. And the thing about it is, though, even though she fammed, though, so, and at the same time, like, if that would have been somebody else, I'm gonna say the same thing to them. So you fam, so I'm definitely finna give it to you. Like,
There
nah,
was no
bro,
sugarcoating.
that ain't what we do, you know. And she was like, damn, these don't even talk like that for real.
Right.
But I was like, nah, bro, this ain't what we do. Go ahead and do it again. And then, like, the time when she was talking about I made a crowd, like, she was going through other stuff, but I just told her, I was like, look, when you get done with this, you gonna know what to do.
That
And
is
that's
true.
the thing about it. I would have been doing you a disservice to put that video on and be like, yeah, that's dope, and blow smoke up your ass, and then you like, yeah, it's dope. Then you get with somebody else, and they like, nah, I don't want that. You know, you had to go through that, but it's because we push each other. Like, if we on the cliff and everybody on a parachute, and we like, yo, it's time to jump, and you like, nah, I don't know if I can jump or not. Hey, you got a parachute on, get your ass over there. I'm gonna push you because I know you're gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's about. And if you're around people that don't really push you and don't motivate you to do something better, then they playing with you and you doing a disservice to yourself. So we gonna always keep it like that. And if you gotta cry 10 million times just so you can smile one good time, then that's what it is.
I will say, when that video was finally released, I came into the studio that night. I said, it was such a successful day.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
such a good day. I was so happy.
Yeah.
And that's my proudest project to this day.
See
and
what I'm saying?
I'm happy you kicked my ass on it.
Had to.
I learned so many lessons, but like I said, that song and I, we're not friends.
Now imagine being an engineer and a producer and you hearing that bit 1,000,001 times.
No, sir.
Boy.
And so what we say to every artist that comes into the Elevator Underground family, we always say the same thing on signing day. We gonna push you harder than you ever been pushed, because iron sharpens iron. And the reason it's never personal. It's never personal. I think the most important thing about pushing the people that you care about and the people that you work with is because just like I'm gonna give it to you, I'm gonna take it. You know what I mean? Like, me and Meech, we have had millions of moments where we're sitting there working on records, working on concepts for things, and we don't always agree, but we respect each other because of the work and success that we've had together. We respect each other enough that I can take it when he said, "Nah, I don't like that." And I know that usually he don't say nothing unless he don't like it.
True.
You know what I mean? But it's the process, and anything you want. If you're not willing to go through the process, the headache of it,
Facts.
you don't even deserve the reward.
Facts.
Nope.
And one thing that needs to stop, like, because we was in something and somebody said this, we ain't gonna bring up no names, like, you gotta take your ego out of shit sometime, man.
Facts.
The biggest person, the biggest artist, whatever, like, when it comes to entertainment shit, I'm saying I'm one of the top guys. But I'll never not take advice from my guys. Like, you know, after I do a comedy show, you the first person I talk to. You be front row. You leave, I hit you up like, hey, bro, how was it? Tell me the truth. What worked, what didn't?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't need to do that, but I do it because I believe in you, and you believe in me, and you trust me, and I trust you. So, like, we got to stop with this, oh, they a hater. They hating. This, that. Man, sometimes just because somebody give you criticism, that's their opinion, bro.
Right.
And how somebody else think of you should be none of your business. But if somebody go out their way to be like, yo, hey, bro, I fuck with you, I just wasn't feeling that. Just
Right.
take it for what it's worth, man,
Right.
and just learn from it.
Because that's not hating. What a hater do is when they don't say it to you, they talk about
Right.
it somewhere else, talking about, you know what I mean? If a motherfucker, that's why it's called constructive criticism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially from people in your camp and people you rock with and people that you know who you deal with and who you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it come from there, like, oh, hey, nah, it just is what it is. And their opinion may not be always right, but you should definitely take it for what it was, because words are sung. My dog down here snoring. Words mean things. And if somebody take the time out of their day to give you any kind of anything, when they don't got to, especially in the world we living in now, the least you can do is not be an asshole about it. Be like, all right, it is what it is.
True that.
There's no ego. Egos will kill you in this industry, man.
Stay in your head, you're dead.
Yeah, man. That was what Beats Do video. That was a hell of a ride, bro.
It was, but
That
we
was a
made
hell of a
it.
ride.
But we did it, and it's running.
We
It
did
is.
it. So make sure y'all go check that
Please
out,
do.
man.
Please.
I need those residuals.
Get Meech out the field.
Please get me out of there.
All right, so before we get up out of here, man, I got one more for y'all because the people gotta know this. What is next for y'all? And you don't have to go into too much detail if it's something that you don't really want, you know what I mean? But what's next for y'all? What's up?
Let's go.
Music videos.
Are there any artists out there that you want to work with that you are yet to work with?
Jay Harvin, what's up? Please, I would love to work with you.
You heard it.
Gosh. Honestly, I think I'm working with a really good group right now, and I think whoever I need to work with will
There's a
find
lot
me.
of us in Elevate Underground.
But
I just want to make sure you said it. So when
Jay
they watch it-
Harvin, please come work with me, please.
Humbly, respectfully.
Humbly, respectfully, please work with me.
expeditiously.
No, but yeah, moving forward, my focus this year is music videos. I really want to get more into my editing. I want to get more into like the transitions I use. And I got a lot of dope ideas lined up, and the Elevated Session series is about to go off this year for sure.
This year.
That's dope.
Man, shit, what I don't got going on, man. Comedy shows. Stepping in the role of really putting on comedy shows now. Trying to get that bag.
January 14th.
January 14th. This not out before then, but January 14th, this may come out after that. But me and Willie Fontaine, we put together some. We're bringing some comics from South Florida, Atlanta to do their thing, and Young Weirdo's gonna be performing there. Got to put fam on. That's one thing. Just doing the comedy thing. I'm setting up this comedy tour, a little small tour with Taki Brown. You may know him. He's big in the community. Does things. Reached out to me. We put our heads together. We're gonna do a little small tour in April. You know, do a couple shows, about 4 or 5 shows, one every week or 2 every week. You know, get out there and get me seen. Tallahassee, Pensacola, Fort Walton, you know, Memphis, all over the place. Just really slanging them jokes, really becoming real, letting people know what we're doing. As far as music goes, still dropping music, trying to drop a single February for the ladies. Don't know the date yet. Got to get with my dog, get with, you know what I'm saying, BMI and all that, see when
Is
we
that
can
the song
drop
I
that.
was on?
Nah, that's me and Jay Harvin got a song we did. That's for Jay Harvin's track, the song you on.
I got put in a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on
That was another funny story. When you say
is.
I had like a low ash cigarette voice.
She sounded like she was supposed to sound sexy. She was sounding like an old grandma. But I'm gonna be on Jay Harvin's Young OG3. That's coming out whenever he drops it. That's his project. But I was blessed to do a feature for that. Just doing features, man. Rapping. Me and my group, The Strangers, we gonna be hitting Amsterdam this summer. That's a big thing. You know, we going international, and that's a blessing. That was such a big blessing. When I got that information, I damn near cried because we worked so hard on this, and we done lost so many people in it, and just to see where we going with that, that's a blessing. So as far as me to be long-winded, man, you just gonna see me working. I'm keeping applying pressure. So if you mad that you see me last year that much, get even madder because you're gonna see me even more this year.
Yes, sir. What about for you?
Me?
Facts.
Yeah,
What you doing?
What you doing?
Man, you know what's up with me?
Hold on,
What's
let me,
coming up?
Let me cue the smoke.
You
Gotta
keep
give
the
him
smoke on?
smoke. Give him the
You
smoke.
don't give him the smoke.
Don't get too much. You know, it get foggy as hell in here. Shit, we smoking it up.
Well, so moving forward with me, man, like I'm I just started a new business in February of last year. It's an investment company. So I'm
Yes,
trying
Lord.
to scale that company more. We hit the numbers we wanted to hit for last year. We trying to double those numbers for next year, or this year, I should say.
Hell yeah.
So scaling that company, man. Elevated Underground is a studio. I'm actually getting more selective about the artists that I work with, so I'm raising my prices. And it's no disrespect to anybody, but I really am valuing my time more.
As you should.
Taking more time for myself, and the only way I can do that is I have to be able to eliminate some of the clientele, and the only way that is cost effective, I got to raise my prices. So pricing sheet coming up soon.
Me too. Shit.
And then The Strangers, we going to Amsterdam.
We going to Amsterdam.
That's
man.
exciting.
Yeah.
We going to Amsterdam, man.
Yeah, so
I
shout
shot
out
the
to
poster
my
photo for
squad out
that,
there
just
in
saying.
Amsterdam, really doing their thing, boots on the ground. Shout out to Rockstar Marketing for helping us with the digital engagement. Shout out to LX Media, leaning to the noise for everything that they doing on social media. But this year, honestly, man, with as much work has been put in, man, this year I just want to become, and moving forward, more intentional about my relationships and the relationships that matter to me, and just really, really finding that real peace, because success means nothing if you have no peace.
True
Amen to
that.
that. I say that 100 times.
True that. Truthfully, music videos, I need to work on my balance too, because your girl don't sleep.
You gotta sleep,
I
man.
know.
You gotta find peace.
He's on me about it all the time. He's like, girl, stop.
You know why? Because I
That's what
used
I
to
was
be on
thinking.
his ass.
That's what I was thinking today when she texted me. I was like, she need to take her ass to sleep.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all this, bro.
I needed a nail.
I'm going to tell y'all this. You heard when my dog down there snoring, he keep tearing it up. But I'm going to tell y'all this. You got to get your rest, because all this shit you chasing and you trying to run and get, it don't mean shit if you laid up in the hospital somewhere sick.
Facts.
You know, we fall in love with the grind. We say we fall in love with the process, but you got to fall in love with yourself, bro. You got to take care of yourself. You got to eat right, take your vitamins, get you a little workout in, man, and just take time out to be normal, man. Cause it's so hectic in this shit. This shit be so funny and fake. You got to take time out to be normal, man.
Trying.
You got to. I'm
trying.
telling you, all right, your body gonna sit your ass down for you.
It did. It did.
You know what I'm
Last
saying?
week. We're good.
Got to.
Yeah, man. That's real. That's real. You used to tell me this all the time.
Now you telling
And
me
it
all the
wasn't
time.
it wasn't until it got real, because it's not even just a physical exhaustion thing. It's
not.
spiritual, it's
mental.
mental.
Spiritual,
Yeah,
everything.
like emotionally.
Yep.
Like and don't ever get this entertainment shit fucked up. This shit ain't real.
It's not.
And when you're conscious of the fact it ain't real and you a real nigga, this shit make you want to kill.
I think, okay, this is what we're going to do before we end it. If you can leave, let's everybody leave the viewers with one thought of the entertainment, your plus and your minus. Like, what would you tell them? The plus if they want to get in it, and the minus. Go ahead, O.
I would say, I'm going to start with the good for sure. I would say the beautiful thing about the entertainment industry, man, is legacy, because especially as a musician, you on borrowed time. So when you out of here, you out of here. But that music you leave behind, that thing is timeless, and it's gonna last forever. If you have children, if they ever want to hear your voice, they can hear your voice.
Legends never die.
You know, I will say the negative of it is just that when you become somebody that people think is valuable, people only deal with you based on what they can get out of you. Bars.
Damn.
That was deep.
No.
Fuck. That was deep.
Shit.
You got to go behind that.
God damn it. I'm coming at it from a different angle because I'm not an artist.
Yeah, but you still in it.
I'm still in it, but I'm looking at it from a photographer, videographer perspective. I think the plus for me is seeing my work be used. Like the picture that I took for y'all is the poster that's going to be in Amsterdam. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I've got with the elevated sessions that I've been doing, the cover arts. I've taken nearly all of those. It's really cool to see my work being put to use and out there on somebody else's work. I think it's kind of like the same deal. Like, you know, that shit just never dies and never goes away. My name will always be tied to that. So I think that's the good part about it, is seeing all that success and seeing all that rewards. The negative side, it can get, the lines can get really blurry about like what's real and what's not. And I'm still very much struggling with that. That's comes with finding my balance. You know, I'm still very much a baby when it comes to this entertainment stuff, but little baby, I'll be 25 this year.
Little baby, we gonna hold you, little baby.
But no, I think sometimes, especially because I do social media as part of my job, I can get caught up in the social media world a lot. The likes, the views, all that shit. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't know if his mic fell.
To his soul.
But also too, like you just said, being human at the end of the day, having your own place, you know, that's safe, that you can just kind of be you and whatever else. That's the most challenging part, I think, is the lines can get blurry, and if you aren't conscious of that, it can get wrapped up in it real quick.
That's dope. Well, let me see. The positive is that I'm gonna give it to you from all sides. Well, you know, comedy and all that, even the modeling and anything. The positive side is just seeing the way you can impact people you never thought you was touching. You know what I'm saying?
Master P.
Yeah,
That's how we all met.
Right, you know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up,
Like that's so dope to me.
Right.
Like when we went to we did the show in Pensacola, the Second Bone show, and people like knew who he was, and they was out there taking pictures with us. They was like, sign this, take pictures. He left me outside, and I'm like, this ain't even my style. But like to see something you worked for your whole life manifest into being great and being positive, and it's just grabbing people and bringing them into your life for that maybe that moment or whatever, to be able, people done wrote us, said our music saved their life.
Right.
You know, that's something I would have never fathomed in a million years.
Still got that letter.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And just being able to see what it could do for our families, and to be like, hey, that's my uncle, that's my pops, that's Uncle Meech or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. And making people laugh and smile for that moment, and knowing that you're a part of that and you have that. I think that makes it all worth it at the end of the day.
Right.
Now, on the negative side, this shit can chew you up and spit you out if you ain't ready. And you ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean that in general. Like, as the dog is down here snoring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen this shit turn best friends into enemies. Fall out with people that you don't have no reason to fall out with over some dumb shit. Right. And look, he telling the truth.
He
like,
yeah, bro.
He like,
yeah, bro. You got that man having a nightmare right now.
But you know, and the false reality of it. Like, it's so important to have solid people around you that's gonna let you know that it's okay, that you wrong, that you right, and that you love. Cause it's so much false shit in this shit, man. You get thousands and hundreds of views, and you start feeling yourself this way, and you start thinking that's what it is. When that shit smoke and mirrors. Cause when this shit all over with, you got to be who you are. You know, so I think that's the negative. That the more successful you get, at times the more fake it is.
Right.
So
yeah. Man, that's truth, man. And you got to be solid. And all the negatives we talked about, that's where being solid comes into it, because you got to stay rooted in the truth.
Yeah, man.
You got to remember your why. Why am I doing this shit?
Yes. That's a fact. Don't get caught up in I think Dave Chappelle said this shit, and he was like, his dad told him, said, make your price. What you willing to do? Look, he amen everything I say, snoring. Make your price. And when that price gets met, it's time to get the hell on.
Yeah.
Don't sell your soul for this shit, cause it ain't. That ain't what it is, bro.
Right. Well, shoot, man, that's it for us, man. I'm Oblique, the architect.
I'm Allie from LX Media.
And it's your boy Hollywood Meech.
Now we're gonna put some social media links down here somewhere, up here, over here, one of these spots. It's gonna be around here somewhere, man. This is Let's Talk About It. We're gonna see y'all next time. Peace
And we
bless.
out.